Good afternoon. I'm Jon Mitchell, Mayor of New Bedford, and I'm here this afternoon to give residents of New Bedford an update on the progress on the blizzard recovery. It's Monday at noon right now, and over the course of the weekend, cable access lost power. It has a generator, but the generator is not able to push out the signal. In order for you to get the signal at home, power has to be restored by NSTAR. And over the course of last night, power came back on, so we're taking our time right now to push out some information to you so you get an update as we have current information. We have, over the course of the weekend, provided updates on WBSM as well as to the newspaper. You should continue to look at the Standard Times website, www.southcoasttoday.com, as well as listening in on WBSM for updates. But from now on, we should be able to give you updates straight on cable TV. With me today, from my left to my right, are Councilor Jim Oliveira from Ward 1, Paul Cordair, Deputy Fire Chief, Police Chief David Preventure, and Emergency Management Director Mark Mahoney. Let me tell you a little bit about the city's response to the storm, and then we'll talk about cancellations. I'll say this more than once because it bears repeating. City employees deserve a tremendous amount of credit for all the hard work that they've done over the course of the weekend. They've really hustled and have enabled the city to recover from the storm faster than it otherwise would. Let me talk a little bit about the scope of the response. Since Friday, running from Friday until yesterday afternoon, so over the course of a two-day period, the police department and EMS responded to 1,264 calls. In addition to that, the fire department responded to 270 calls. All the units of the fire department have been engaged over the weekend responding to the storm. EMS, as well as private emergency medical contractors, have been fully engaged over the course of the weekend, as with the police department. City crews have been plowing literally around the clock. The first shift for our departments of public facilities and public infrastructure went from 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday to late in the evening on Saturday. They were on for close to 40 hours straight before they were rotated off, and then they've continued since then. They've worked extremely hard. The roads, as it stands right now, are pretty clear. They're passable. The main roads, and many of the main roads, we're seeing blacktop already. It's raining right now, and I think that's going to loosen up a lot of the snow and make the roads more passable still. There are still many corners to clear. We've had a storm that's dumped a lot of snow on us. That's the bottom line. So when you have a weather event like this, snow removal becomes a multi-day effort, and we are well into it at this point, and we're really making great progress, but there's still work to be done. There are a number of corners that need to be cleared so that buses and trucks can turn, so that pedestrians can be seen by motorists as well, more importantly, especially children. And so we're in the process right now of getting the snow out of a number of places, especially some of the more denser neighborhoods in our city, and we're placing the snow in places like the Whale's Tooth parking lot and the former Elko Dress site. The parking ban, for this reason, because we are still doing snow removal at this time, the parking ban will remain in effect until 6 o'clock tonight, so 6 o'clock Monday. And the reason for the parking ban is this. It's basically so that big trucks can get down the street and clear out all the snow. And if people parked on both sides, we wouldn't be able to get those big trucks down there and remove all the snow, especially in this case where we had so much snow out of there. So that's what we're working on right now. So by 6 o'clock tonight, we'll be in pretty good shape, it seems, and we'll lift the parking ban at that time. That includes the business areas, so people can start this evening parking in the business areas and patronizing the businesses, and people can get home and park near their houses. Again, I know a number of people have had to park far away from their homes in order to comply with the parking ban. I will say this overall, we in city government really appreciate the efforts of citizens from Fort Taber all the way up to Sasquin Pond in complying with the parking ban. It has made snow removal that much easier, and it continues to make it easier, and we really do appreciate all that everyone has done to make it to play a part in the effort. We have been assisted in our snow removal efforts by a number of contractors. In particular, ABC Disposal has contributed their resources for free to the city, so we really appreciate that. And we've also been helped by the Greater New Bedford Refuse District and through the use of their front end loaders. In general, as city crews continue to remove snow from our streets, I ask motorists to stay off the roads unless you have a really good reason to be out. If you have to go assist somebody, if you have to get to work today, if work hasn't been called off for you today, if you could remain off the roads, it will help in getting the snow off sidewalks and off streets. Let me talk a little bit about the power outages. We have been pressing NSTAR very hard since the inception of the storm. In fact, even before the storm started, to be ready to spring into action and to continue working on outages. New Bedford has, in general, fared pretty well. At the height of the storm, about 23% of our residents lost power. That's that isn't much compared to the likes of the town of Dartmouth, which had 68% without power. Marion, Mattapoisett, and Rochester all had more than 95% without power. So as it stands right now, as of Saturday, we're at 23%. As of right now, we're down to 3%, and we are working with NSTAR to identify critical facilities, including schools and elderly housing complexes, to make sure that those areas are attended to first. But we're down to 3% now. We're hoping that NSTAR will continue to keep the pedal to the metal, and we will continue to work with them to do everything we can to make them get their job done faster. The city has, over the course of the storm, run 2 shelters. One is at the Pilgrim United Church, and we thank Reverend Russ Chamberlain and Mercy Mills for taking in so many people during the storm, especially people who don't otherwise have shelter. They had over 20 people in there each of the last 3 nights. They're going to be closing down tonight because the urgent need for that shelter has subsided. We've also run a shelter at Keith Middle School. This weekend we had over 50 individuals in there from places in the city that had lost power. Virtually all those people have gone back to their homes because the power has been restored in those areas. We will keep the Keith Middle School shelter open until the need subsides, though. We do, as I said earlier, have about 3% of our residents without power, and we'll make sure that we will afford those people an opportunity to come into the shelter if the need arises. As of today, virtually everything is closed, ranging from schools to SERTA bus service to libraries, City Hall, the zoo, and senior centers. Trash pickup has been postponed for a couple days. And so what that means effectively is that if you usually put out your trash for Monday, Wednesday is your day now. If it is usually Tuesday, it's now Thursday. So that means that it's going to be pushed all the way out to Sunday. So if you get your trash picked up on Friday, it's now going to be on Sunday. And we're working with both ABC Disposal as well as the Refuse District to make that happen. And the reason for this is as plows are picking up snow from areas, we still don't have enough room to put garbage down and to get trucks down streets to pick up garbage, and we don't want a situation in which we have, after the snow melts, we have garbage all over the place because cans have been tipped over, and we certainly don't want trucks to get stopped. So that's, we've tried to make a reasonable accommodation to get that done, and I think it'll work pretty well. It's the same step we took during Hurricane Sandy, and it appeared to work pretty well. We were able to get all the garbage picked off the streets and without incident. Tomorrow, city offices will be open, so City Hall, the zoo, libraries, they will all come open again. CERTA service will be back up and running tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, that is. As for right now, we have not made a decision about schools. You should check for updates this evening about whether schools will be open tomorrow in New Bedford. And the reason that we're holding off on it for now is we want to see whether we've gotten enough snow off the ground to safely allow children to get to school. That's the bottom line, making sure kids can get to school without any risk to their safety. And so it's going to be a decision made close in time with school opening. So check in, especially with WBSM tonight, 14:20 a.m. For updates on that, as well as the city's website, which is www.newbedford-ma.gov. The last thing I want to say is, I really want to commend the citizens of our city for coming together in a time of need. This was a major snow event. When snow falls at the levels we have seen in the last couple of days, it puts people in danger, and it certainly inconveniences people. There's no doubt about it. City workers have been working hard, but we've been helped out along the way by residents stepping up and doing the little things, clearing storm drains, for instance, so water can flow in, digging out elderly neighbors, pushing people whose cars are stuck, jumping cars whose batteries have stalled out, and so on. And that really makes a difference. And again, as I drove the city in the last few days, up and down the whole length of the city, and saw all these acts of generosity and support, it really made me feel good about being a resident of the city of New Bedford. And so, again, we need to be patient in the next day, just so that we can get all the snow out of the way. But I think we've made it through this event pretty well. But there's still a little bit of work to be done. Let me give a couple of numbers just so that people have them. Of course, if you have a medical emergency or a fire, call 911. If you're still without power, call NSTAR, 800-592-2000. If you have snow removal issues and you live north of Route 195, the number is 991-6150. And if you live south of 195, it's 991-6133. The non-emergency number for the New Bedford Police Department is 991-6350. And once again, thank you for all that you have done during the course of the storm. We're almost through it. And with that, let me call Councilor Jim Oliveira up to say a couple of words about his perspective as the councilor for Ward 1. Jim?
Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of all of the councilors, my colleagues, I want to thank the city administration for the hard work that they put behind all of this effort to clear up the snow and to respond to emergencies, and all of those things that needed to be done got accomplished. I know literally among the council members we probably received over 1,000 calls. I got over 100 calls from Friday night right up until today as well. And we've been making every effort to respond to those calls and to provide the help and assistance that you need. I just wanted to make a special note regarding my constituents in Sassaquin. We know that there's still some power that's out there, and I've been down there. I've identified a transformer and worked with a couple of people in that area to get those called in to NSTAR, and you know, that's what we can do. That's about where we can be, and we can only act to a certain degree, and we have to rely upon the NSTAR people to get the rest of the job done. So please, please, please be patient. And if you live down in that affected area, please check in on your neighbors that don't have power. If you can bring them into your home, if you can accommodate them somehow. There's folks that have young children. There are folks who have ill relatives. Please check in on them. And I will probably reach out tonight to a number of the people in the Sassaquin Betterment Alliance to make that effort a reality so that we can keep folks comfortable out in the ward. Outside of that, it's been a very challenging weekend. I know that among all the councilors, we've been very, very tired, and we've made an effort to stay up late at night to take calls and to get up early in the morning and go through our respective wards or throughout the city as well. So again, thank you to all of the folks that have been working very, very hard, from our city yard to emergency medical services, all the essential services, and we hope that we'll get through this pretty quick this week. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilor Oliveira. And again, please check for updates, especially from two sources, and that's WBSM 1420 AM, as well as the City of New Bedford's website, which again is www.newbedford, one word, -ma.gov. Thank you very much.